Hello and welcome to today's Ark tutorial. Today in focus, I will be telling you everything you need to know about the Iguanodon in Ark Survival Evolved. The Iguanodons are gentle creatures that will not harm humans unless they are attacked. Iguanodons are easy to tame, but a little bit harder than a parasaur, due to the fact it will fight back and it can hurt you quite seriously or even kill you, which is why you must be prepared when you go for one of these creatures. The Iguanodon enjoys simple kibble, but most beginners will not have access to that quite yet. In that case, if you are in Ragnarok or Valguero, I suggest you go and harvest some veggies that are readily available at different areas of the map. But if you are in any other map, then simply harvest mejoberries. You will also need a few bolas and a few clubs because they will break on you depending on the level of the Iguanodon. The bola is unlocked at level 9 and the wooden club at level 8. I suggest you try to get one in at least the mid-level range so you can give yourself a decent chance at survival when fighting other dinos, because their health is not all that great. Here, I'm going to hit it on the body so you can see just how many hits it takes to bring it down, but naturally you need to try to hit it on the head as it takes 2 times more torpor per hit. And that way you will only need half of the amount of hits otherwise. On a side note, you can use a slingshot, but at this level you will have approximately a 60% chance of killing it. So I wouldn't suggest it. When using a bola, you only have about 10 seconds to try and knock it out, but since I'm hitting it on the body, I will need 3 clubs total, and each club usually lasts about as long as the bola does. So I will have to rebola it, and since I'm not carrying extra wooden clubs, I will simply repair it, which takes a little longer, but for the sake of this video, I will give you the worst case scenario. Now that the Iguanodon is down, we can put the mejoberries in its inventory. And I will try to get out of the render range so it won't get eaten by some dillo or a raptor. Just remember that if you are in an official server that is very busy, you won't really need to go out of render range, because if someone else is in the area, then it will always be rendered. So in that situation, you can either try to protect your tame or pray that it will be okay. I like to use the Taming Hud to keep an eye on the progress, and once it gets close to getting tamed, I will run to it so we can put a saddle right away and skedaddle out of there. If this were a higher level, we would probably need to put some narcoberries in its inventory and force feed them to make sure that it doesn't wake up. But if we had to do that, I would quickly run out of there as fast as I could to get it de-rendered again, which is why I like to get a mid-level Iguanodon, since it will be a temporary tame until I get myself a Pteranodon. Now let's craft the saddle while we wait. So we need to unlock it and make sure we have all the resources to craft it. You have to be at least a level 30 to craft it. This is the reason I like to go after the Equus, because I don't need a saddle to ride it, but it's best to get it at Ragnarok. If you need more information on how to tame the Equus, I will leave a link on the description below. Alright, it's getting close to taming now, so let's make our way back and hopefully it will be up already. There we are. Now we just need to put the saddle on and we are out of here. You have 2 modes of riding the Iguanodon. One is bipedal and the other is on all 4s. If you run on all 4s, you can basically run forever because you don't use up any stamina. But when you start fighting other dinos, the Iguanodon will automatically go on bipedal mode. And while it can handle smaller dinos, I don't suggest you go after bigger dinos because it's a bit on the slow side while fighting, and it's also weak and the health is lacking. I suggest you work on its speed and weight so you can use it as a pack animal, and it can carry some resources for you. You might also work on its health a little bit. I personally like to have at least 1,000 health. The Iguanodon has the ability to jump quite high actually, but only on bipedal mode. It also has the ability to turn berries into seeds by going up to it and selecting the seed fruit in inventory option, and it's instant. We now have seeds instead of berries, but the bad thing is that unless you are on Primitive Plus, this is pretty useless in my opinion. And there you have it, guys. Now you can explore the map much faster and you will have a better fighting chance at surviving the Ark with one of these creatures on your side. If you found this tutorial helpful, please consider liking and subscribing so you won't miss future Ark tutorials. Thank you for your time and see you next time.